Alright, uploads have been late a couple times. I need to make sure this gets done because after this video goes live, like it's Tuesday, the last day of Guda Guda 7 on JP, I have to like pretty much speed farm that and then run through Lost Belt, so kinda can't be late on this one. So, Hector, he, with his most recent buff, he is esports to me. He is an esports servant. You are not. He is not supposed to be doing damage. He's not supposed to be sticking around. You need his first skill and you need his bond skill. That's it. He can be a massive esports steroid if you happen to be running with Oberon on the team. Like if he sticks around when Oberon comes out, when he has his Bonsi and his first skill up, the damage is going to be really high, considering what Oberon does. First skill, I mean not first skill, base stats, especially for esports, you don't really care. Now obviously you want to level every servant to at least 60, or not 60, their max ascension, and then like not level them. Like, I personally always level all my servants because it just annoys me when they're like 69 out of 70, you know. But technically having him have lower HP for esports stuff would be more ideal because he'd die more. But if you have his Bonsi, then you don't want him to die quickly. You want him to stay alive at least until Oberon comes out. Whether that be a turn or 2 turns, you want to be able to keep him alive. Because Oberon, that buff to MP damage is just nuts. Again, I personally don't have value in his gains and everything. Like, not when his role is like so exact. Like, it's like George's and Leonidas. I mean, Leonidas might be a little different because you do want his MP. Um, but George, how long his taunt actually lasts, like how tanky they want him to be. That, like, you don't really care about George's gains the same way I don't care about Hector. Like, yes, these are good or decent. They look like a 5-star servant from year one. These hit counts. That that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. Like, gains might be okay, but he's not going to be doing damage. He only has one arts card, so those gains are extremely limited. Yeah, the hit count, not the greatest. MP charge, fine. It's very high, but he just doesn't have the hits for it to be worrying about getting his MP. Yeah. So first skill, Wise Esports, MP damage, and then gives damage cut. The MP damage is now 3 turns instead of 1 turn. So again, it works for esports. If you're able to loop your main DPS's MP, and then like one of your other supports dies, Oberon comes in, Oberon does all his shit, bam, this number is doubled. With this, Hector can take a few more hits before Oberon comes out. So this buff is good. It's honestly what I kind of expected them to give him. Like, if I was to say like buff this person, like a lore buff, Guardian of Troy, and getting damage cut, I think makes sense. Second skill is terrible. It has good effects, but none of them are 100%. And 5-turn cooldown. So there is a very good possibility that the skill literally does nothing. This is the next skill that needs buff. Like, this definitely needed a buff more. Because this is limited to 1 turn. It's not even 20%, and then servants, or all the servants already need to have MPs, and he doesn't have anything to get to his MP. So it's a dead skill for Hector, unless his MP is already charged, which is not the best MP. Skill literally does nothing sometimes. Third skill is a disengage. So all his skills are up to getting buffed. I honestly, I say this is like up for getting buffed, but honestly, if they buff this, they might give it a new effect that affects this chance, these chances, and then they don't have to touch this. Because if this is able to get to 100%, they don't need to buff it. My problem with this is that it can't go up to 100%. If they like fix the scaling, cool, but then like you're wasting a buff to like fix a skill when you could just put it on this. And disengaged are also very commonly buffed. And when they do buff them, they're fucking nuts. Ku Caster, his disengage buff gets disengages nuts. Hijikata, his buff disengage is fucking crucial to his gameplay. I don't remember it. Rockies. Like what the fuck is it? Like every time they buff disengage, they make it fucking crazy and cool. Alright, I need to kind of speed this up a little bit. Magic resist 17.5%, riding 8%, quick performance. Quick cards will look better than they already are, so if you want maximum gains for this, I'm not saying advising to go for a Brave Tune, but art's quick, probably the best option. This is for Achilles. Level these whenever you feel like. Mana loading maybe first. This buff happened in year 1 because all they did was give it Pierce defense. No, it always had Pierce defense, but they just upped the scaling. They didn't do anything else. So bad MP buff, not even that good of one. All it does, at least it's AOE, ignore defense. But this is not going to come up often, and this 20% defense doesn't proc first. Why I said he was good for esports, his Bond CE gives 20% MP damage to the party, so with Oberon that doubles to 80% from one character. That's a lot of MP damage. That is like guaranteed, and that's not including any other sources of MP damage that the unit gets. So, Hektor, I don't even know if I can say he's a character you should level for leveling purposes, because really all you need is this first skill. But in order to get that first skill, it's a rank up, so you have to max the sentiment anyway. It can't be full on esports. You can't have them level 1. Oh wait, no. No, you'd need another Hektor. You'd have to have 2 Hektors to have this be fully esports. So that could be an option. If you really want esports, this is only skill 1, and if you want to level another Hektor just for specifically esports, it's not the worst thing. I just think there are better uses of units than having like extra units, but I have a like level 1 Nobukatsu and a level 1 George in my archive, so I can't really touch it. Alright, yeah. Hektor, worth looking at least. Peace, I gotta get ready to go to work.